Soccer fans, Pioneer Men's Varsity Soccer is live and on the air. We are live at Hollway Field, where it is your Pioneer Men's Varsity Soccer team taking on the Lincoln Rail Splitters. Pioneer is 5 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws on the season. Started off, their lone loss was the very first game of the year to Woodhaven. They then beat Bedford, Melvindale. They beat Stony Creek. They had a draw versus Huron. Now, I believe that game may well be replayed coming up on Tuesday. Not replayed, but they'll finish off the game on Thursday, on the 14th. That's what I saw on the SEC Red website. Right now, it is 0-0 on that site. So if you need to, we'll take a look there. We'll have the Pioneer varsity football game on Thursday, so we won't be able to do the remaining 29 minutes, 29 seconds of that game. But that's one of the draws. They then beat Dexter, they beat Skyline, and then they had to draw versus Saline the last game 1-1. The Rail Splitters, 2 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, as they lost to New Boston Huron. That was a 2-5 loss. Then they had a 1-0 loss to Belleville. They beat Pinckney 5-0. Then they beat Bedford 2-1. No game reported in the Dexter game. That wasn't up on the MHSAA website. They then lost to Skyline 4-0. They lost to Chelsea 4-1, and they had a 2-2 draw versus Allen Park. So 2 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. Taking a look at the top of the SEC, Huron has 3 wins, no losses, no draws for 9 points. Pioneer has 2 wins, no losses, 1 draw for 7 points. So Pioneer solidly in second place. Skyline right behind them, 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw for 4 points. Lincoln, 1 win, 1 loss, no draws for 3 points. And Saline tied with them. No wins, no losses, 2 draws for 2 points. Dexter, no wins, 2 losses, no draws for 0 points. And Bedford is 0-3-0 for 0 points. So that's the standings on the SEC Whites. It is, I believe that's Jackson up at the top for 1-0 for 12 points. It's tied with Ypsilanti, who's 4-1-0 for 12 points. Adrian is in third place with the 3 wins, 2 losses, no draws, 9 points. Tied with Chelsea, 3-2-0. Then Tecumseh comes up with 1 win, 4 losses, no draws for 3 points. And Pinckney is 0-5-0 on the season. We will turn things shortly over to our fantastic public address announcer here at Pioneer, and we will I have a roster for Lincoln, but it does not have any numbers on, so we're going to try and fix that as they do call out the players, but we'll do our best. It's not going to be in order, so I will not probably be able to do as many of the Lincoln names. Absolutely no offense to the Lincoln players, just without the numbers, I'll have issues. Taking a look, the next game for Pioneer is going to be away at Grand Blanc. That's going to be on the 14th. So unless that got rescheduled, I'm not sure. The SEC Red site had that Huron Pioneer game on the 14th, so I'm not sure what's happening on the Pioneer schedule on the athletics website. It has them away at Grand Blanc on the 14th. Then they are away at Monroe on the 19th. Then they're home. The next home game is the 21st, 7 p.m. versus Rochester Adams. They'll be away at Holt. And then we start to get into, there's an open site date on the 28th. And then their final regular season game will be versus Seaholm on the 30th. I can't believe we're already well into the season. Seems like it's gone by very, very quickly. So, 40 minutes up on the clock. We'll switch things over to John in just one moment. As soon as he's ready, the team's gathered across the way. As we are getting ready, this is we're going to hope that we can get this game in. Here's John.
Pioneer High School, its athletics department, and its men's soccer program are pleased to welcome the players, coaches, parents, students, alumni, and fans of the Lincoln Rail Splitters to tonight's game against your and other Pioneers. Let's meet the players. First for Lincoln, by name only, Aiden Abraham, Alexander Garmendia, Xavier Hawkins, Brendan Iacofano, Oliver Johnson, Braden Keelan, Clement Burla, Ryan Lane, Spencer McGraw, Josiah Rudin, Evan Rickard, Ibrahim Rizvi, Christopher Samuelson, Logan Shields, Aiden Sullivan, Hunter Turner, Uzoma, Kevin Valley, Benjamin Woodward, and Lawson Wright. The head coach of Lincoln, Joe Johnson, assisted by Andy Lane. Oh yeah, now your Pioneers. They're going to be alphabetical by first name. Number 3, Alexander Reifler. Number 7, Amani Simwenye. Number 17, Ben Porsche. Number 16, Brendan Moore. Number 19, Eric Gomez Ruiz. Number 26, Ethan Miller. Number 1, Harmon Berquist. Number 10, Elon Seinfeld Chuck. Number 9, Jack Van Ryn. Number 2, Jack Templeton. Number 27, Jackson McCready. Number 18, Jay Sumko. Number 20, Jonah Elfon. Number 6, Josh Jacob. Number 13, Lucas Strickler. Number 30, Micah Jacobson. Number 5, Nadine Owens. Number 25, Owen Werner. Number 14, Patrick Regan. Number 11, Rafael Camino. Number 8, Ryan Anderson. Number 24, Sabi Sigwanyi. Number 50, Sam Shemke. Number 4, Sora Cross. And 0, Oliver Cook. The head coach of Pioneers, John Sunderman. Assisted by Andy Irvine, Jacob Kronberg, and Dylan Furlong. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you rise now for the playing of the national anthem. 2.
Nothing with cursing, but I have a bunch of stadium stuff up there, so.
All right, and we are ready to go again. We did our best to copy down some of the numbers for the Rail Splitters, the Lincoln team. So we will do our best to call out as much of those as we can. As crowd still coming in. A little chilly game time temperature at 67 degrees. I feel it's just about perfect for fall, but I know it's a little chilly for a lot of other people. So we had some dark clouds over to our right. They seem to have gone by. We don't have any inclement weather scheduled, so we'll keep our fingers crossed, as we've had a couple of times that's affected us recently. Last time they had to postpone the Skyline game and then come back and finish it up at 4 o'clock the next day. Pioneer scored all 4 goals after the game restarted. So it was 0-0 when we let that one go. Here's the announcement for the officials.
Avi Weingarten, Robert Wilkie, and the man in the middle, the referee, Akram El-Jamal.
So we are going to get going. Again, I didn't get a huge chance to take a look at Lincoln's roster and memorize it, so we're going to do our best. So please, wonderful Rail Splitter fans, sorry, but we'll do what we can. Strickler set up, and he kicks that off as that ball comes over to Jacob. Jacob over to Carrillo. Carrillo up the near side of the pitch. Carrillo sends it deep, racing over to get it as more and more trying to get it before it goes out the end line. Couldn't quite get to that. That will result in a goal kick, as the keeper out there is Samuelson. He'll get that set, then they'll be kicked away by Icafano. Ball set right at the 6. Lincoln sends it down the pitch over on the near side. Carrillo heads it. Gets it over as Moore gets it back to Carrillo. Carrillo trying to corral it on the near side of the pitch. That taken away. Coming up the other side, here comes Lincoln as Uzama had it. Taken away by Anderson right at the center line, trying to get it over to Seinfeld Chop. That poked back away by the Rail Splitters. Down on that far side as Turner had it. Here comes Pioneer down on the far side of the pitch, putting it into the far corner, looking for a cross. Rifler, that goes right through the goal mouth. Pioneer not quite able to get it knocked in. That will be a goal kick. It's a good cross. Pioneer just not able to get someone on to capitalize on that. Campano puts his right foot into it. Line drive kick right towards midfield. Taken down over on the far side. The ball gathered in, coming up. The far side with it is Abraham. Pioneer controls. Moore has it now. That knocked away. Abraham bringing it up the center of the pitch. And knocked away over to Keelan. That ball out. The far touchline. Pioneer with it. Over on the far side of the pitch, Seinfeld Chop trying to get over to Anderson. Anderson races down the far touchline looking for a cross. Anderson gets it into the 18. That knocked away. Carrillo with a shot and puts it in. Carrillo with the opening goal for Pioneer. Makes it 1-0. It's at the 37-38 mark in the first. Carrillo for Pioneer. 1-0 Pioneer with the lead, trying to get caught up with Huron, who's 2 points ahead of Pioneer. That ball controlled by Lincoln, stolen away. Here comes Moore. Moore comes down the near side of the pitch. Gets it over to Seinfeld Chop. Seinfeld Chop puts it over to Reifler on the far touchline. Reifler looking for the cross. Reifler into the far corner. Dribbles, makes a nifty move, puts it into the 18. That knocked away. Good play by the Lincoln defense. The ball knocked away, top of the attacking third for Pioneer, and that's that stolen away. Coming the other direction is Vale. That ball right out the near touchline. A whistle, that'll be a foul and a free kick for Lincoln here with a 36:57 left to go in the first. Pioneer up 1-0. Lincoln with the ball as Lane looks to kick it away. Lane puts his right foot into it, chips it into the attacking third for Lincoln. That ball, Carrillo trying to get to it. Now played back over by Keelan. This ball centered up, stolen away by Jacob. Jacob sends it back into the 18 for Bergquist. Bergquist over on the far side of the pitch for Owens. Owens sends it down the far touchline. Grabbed by Reifler. Reifler over midfield. Reifler ahead. Moore racing down, but the flag is up, and that is going to be offside. Not by much, but Pioneer offside, so that ball will come back, and Lincoln will take it. Just inside the middle third on their own side of midfield as we approach the 36-minute mark. And moved over on to the far side of the pitch. Lincoln sending it ahead as that's over to Vale. Ball controlled down on the far touchline by Reifler. Reifler races ahead into the attacking third. Reifler trying to put it into the far corner. Reifler over, stops it, trying to get around the defender. Reifler into the 18. That popped up high by a Lincoln defender, and that will be right on the end line. Reifler able to keep it in. He's right in the far corner, double teamed. He fires that over to Moore. Moore into the 18. Moore fires it, trying to get it to Strickler. That pulled away. Good defense by Abram. That fired all the way back out. Now Anderson gets it over to Carrillo on the near side. Carrillo, top of the 18. Carrillo has that chipped, and that will go out the near touchline. That will be Lincoln with the ball. Good opportunities for Pioneer. Lincoln's defense came up big, as I believe it was Wright in there who did a good job to knock that away. Throw in for the Rail Splitters on the near touchline, deep in their own defensive third. Pioneer up 1-0. 34 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. That headed into the 18, grabbed, plucked up by Samuelson. He has it in the 18. Samuelson walks out, skies it down the pitch. Played down on the far wing. Moore has it. Moore chips it back into the middle third. Here comes Jacob. Jacob trying to make a move as he was trying to get around Mobra. And back towards midfield. Van Ryn over onto the near wing for Koss. Koss puts it right up the near touchline for Carrillo. Carrillo heads back into the middle third, over to Koss. Koss trying to avoid pressure. Koss challenge. That got knocked away, as that was a good challenge by Keelan. And here comes Koss trying to feed it, trying to get it to Seinfeld Chop. That knocked away. Playing it back, Vale. And popped up by Anderson into the 18. Racing over. That plucked up there by Samuelson. 33:45 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Pioneer with the lead. That ball right over midfield on the far side of the pitch. Owens trying to fire it. That got knocked off of one of the Lincoln players out on the far touchline. That was Rizvi. Jacob brings it up the center of the pitch, launches it into the attacking third, racing over Seinfeld Chop, trying to get to it, and that plucked up. Again, good job by Samuelson to grab that just out at the edge of the 18. Samuelson puts his right foot into it. High arcing kick, played down, grabbed by Koss. Koss trying to avoid traffic. Koss coming down on the near side of the pitch. Koss trying to feed it ahead. Played back. Koss has it. Now that intercepted as Lincoln trying to fire it. That went off of Koss. Is trying to whip it down the field was Lane. And it comes all the way back into midfield for Jacob. Jacob fires it down on the far touchline. That will go out the far touchline right at the Pioneer bench. Back on the far wing to throw that in Lincoln gets that in, as that was Burla with it. Pioneer playing it ahead. Moore over to Carrillo. Carrillo up the near side of the pitch, putting it into the 18. Strickler has it, and Strickler follows it in for a goal. Valiant attempt by Samuelson going down, but Strickler kept his balance, got the ball past, and it's 2-0 Pioneer. No goal? No, it's a goal. Okay. Strickler put that one in. Pioneer up 2-0 here. 32-14 left to go. So again, valiant attempt. Good job by Strickler to stick with it, not lose control. Just follow the ball in. Vale has it for Lincoln. Moved over onto the far side of the pitch by Bro. Popped up high, and that will be out into the visitor stands. There'll be a throw-in on the far touchline. Pioneer throws it in as Seinfeld Chop puts it into the far corner. That is going to roll out the end line. That'll be a goal kick. Pioneer up 2-0. 31-40 left to go here in this, the first half. Cafano with the ball set at the 6. There's a kick all the way down towards midfield, headed by Pioneer. Carrillo has it on the near wing. Carrillo dribbles towards the center of the pitch. Carrillo fires it. That trying to get it over to Anderson. There's a cross, and just misses to the near side. Reifler with a beautiful cross, and just went out a couple feet to the near side. $30-50 left to go. Campano to kick it away. So he'll put his right foot into it towards midfield. That headed over on the near wing by Jacob. That'll go out the near touchline. That'll be a throw-in for Lincoln. Quick throw-in by Lane. That ball on the near wing. Van Ryan gets it ahead to Koss. Ahead to Strickler. Strickler to Carrillo on the near touchline. Carrillo fires it ahead. That into the 18. Plucked up there by Samuelson. He's trying to feed it to a Racing Moore, but that just out of his reach. Samuelson with it. He'll arc it all the way down the pitch. Koss takes it. Moves it ahead to Strickler. Over to Carrillo. Carrillo gets it centered up to Jacob. Jacob back in the middle third. Rolls it all the way to Owens on the far wing. Owens ahead to Anderson. Anderson gets it into the attacking third. Reifler racing to get it into the far corner with the cross, and that goes out the far side of the goal. That'll be a goal kick. Campana. As the ball's set, 29 minutes, 28 seconds left to go here in the first. 2-0 Pioneer with the lead. And ball on the far side of the pitch, controlled there, bringing it ahead. It was Rizvi. Ball all the way over onto the near wing. Carrillo with it. Carrillo switches directions. Carrillo working his way through traffic. Cuts towards the center of the pitch. Carrillo trying to move it over to Moore. That knocked away. Good defensive play by the Rail Splitters. Play back over to Van Ryan. Van Ryan quickly back over to Strickler. Strickler up the near side of the pitch. Over on the near touchline. The Seinfeld Chop. Back to Strickler. Strickler works his way into the attacking third. Moves it over. Trying to spin on it. Anderson loses his footing as that's sent all the way back. Koss racing back to get it. He loses his footing. There'll be a whistle, and that'll be a foul as they got caught up. So looks like Mumbro caught up, and Carrillo quickly gets it going the other direction. Moore brings it back onto his own side of midfield. Gets it all the way over to Jacob. Jacob sends it on the far touchline. Reifler puts it deep, and that plucked up again by Samuelson. Samuelson now throws the ball over onto the near wing, over to Lane. Lane Back to Samuelson, who puts his right foot into it, gets it back into the middle third. That will roll over midfield. Van Ryan has it on his own side of midfield. Now starts the rush the other direction. Play down, Owens with it. Owens up the middle of the pitch. Owens right over midfield. Strickler over to Carrillo. Carrillo moves it back to Koss on his own side of midfield. Koss now up the near side of the pitch. Seinfeld chop trying to one-touch it over. He has it on the center of the pitch. He moves it all the way over onto the far wing. Reifler bringing it ahead. Reifler looking for the cross. And over. Strickler trying to get to it. Carrillo with a shot. That knocked away by Samuelson. Carrillo trying to get it back. That's sent to the top of the attacking third for Pioneer. There's a shot by Van Ryan, and it just bent to the outside and missed by about a foot or two to the far post. Excellent attempt by Van Ryan. Jacob take the corner for Pioneer. 27 minutes left to go. Here in the first, 2-0 Pioneer with the lead, looking to add more. Jacob gets back. Jacob raises both hands, puts his right foot into it, into the 18. Reifler heads it. That popped up. Good defensive play back in the 18 by Lincoln. Played down. Abraham trying to get to it. Van Ryan moves it back over to Anderson. Anderson brings it up the near side of the pitch. Anderson is dispossessed. Abraham moves it over to the center, trying to get it back over to Mbroa. Right into the middle third. Here comes Lincoln, bringing it up the pitch. Excuse me, it's Abraham. That was Colleen earlier. Ball down onto the near touchline. Here comes Carrillo, and he just loses that out the near touchline. Lane with it with the throw-in. Just inside the middle third for Lane. 26 minutes left to go here in the first. 2-0 Pioneer with the lead. Moore brings it into the attacking third. Moore cuts to his right, moves it over to Carrillo. Carrillo into the 18. Carrillo looks for a cross, trying to get it to Seinfeld. Chop. Ball wouldn't settle down. Now Moore chips it back to Carrillo, and that taken and fired out by Lincoln as Vale has it. Into the middle third. Vale sends it to the center of the pitch over to Mbroa. Mbroa all the way over onto the far touchline. Lincoln controls. Brings it ahead. And that pulled away by Jacob. Jacob now coming down the far wing. Jacob over the center line. Jacob trying to feed it, getting around Abraham. Now racing ahead. There's a cross knocked away. Pulling it back is Strickler. Strickler gets it right back over to Seinfeld Chop. Seinfeld Chop trying to weave his way through traffic and can't quite keep it in the end line. That will be a goal kick for Lincoln. 25 minutes left to go here in the first half. 2-0, Pioneer with the lead. They've kept a lot of pressure on Lincoln. Shemke in for Pioneer. Number 15 on your roster. Low line drive kick. That knocked by Anderson. Headed the other direction by Lincoln. Played down. Trying to feed it ahead. That grabbed by Keelan. Now bringing it. Here comes a shot that just goes wide to the near side. Seinfeld Chop. With a shot that was about a foot, maybe two, to the near post. It'll be kicked away by Fano. As we approach the 24-minute mark, Pioneer with the 2-0 lead. The ball arced down towards the near side of the pitch. Headed back into the attacking third, now volleyed all the way back deep into the Pioneer territory. Popped up by Keelan. Trying to pull that away, Van Ryan, who turns on it. Van Ryan up the center of the pitch. That knocked away by a slide tackle, but Pioneer controls on the far touchline. Shemke has it knocked out the far touchline as he was back there. Battling with a player who I don't see on my roster. So Turner in for Lincoln. Ball played back to Van Ryan right at midfield. Gets that ahead over to Anderson. Anderson moves it over to Jacob. Down on the near wing, Jacob gets it over to Strickler. Strickler right on the near touchline, gets it to Templeton. Templeton has that poke back, but trying to keep it in the end line, fires, and that ricocheted right off of Mimbro. That will result in a corner for Pioneer. Pioneer up 2-0, 22:45 left to go here in the first half. Jacob has the ball in the near corner for this set piece for Pioneer. Jacob raises both hands, puts his right foot into it. Low line drive kick into the 18. That grab by Anderson. Anderson plays it just outside the 18. Back over to Koss. Koss on the near touchline for Jacob. Jacob looking for the cross. Trying to get it. Seinfeld chopping that grab by Samuelson. That pull back. Samuelson out to the edge of the 18. He bombs it all the way down the pitch. Owens trying to feed it ahead to Anderson. Anderson battling with Abraham. That ball right on the far touchline. Abraham has that dispossessed. Here comes Anderson down the far touchline, and that's poked out. Turner puts it out the far touchline. That will be a throw-in for Pioneer. Shemke on the far touchline. Waiting for substitutions as Koss goes out. Ball crossed, deflected up high in the air. That will go out the far touchline. That'll be a throw-in for Pioneer. Shemke again gets it over to Strickler. Back to Shemke. Shemke trying to get it past. That knocked out as Vale right in front of him. McCready comes in for Pioneer. Another throw-in on the far touchline. Strickler has it. That lofted into the 18. Rolls over onto the near wing. Grabbing that and bringing that up, number 7 is Uzama. Racing ahead. Here comes Lincoln trying to cut across. That knocked away. Good defensive play by Van Ryn. That'll be a throw-in by Uzoma. Now they'll actually have the throw-in by Lane. Lane gets it across. Trying to get it over to Imbro. Pull back. Here comes Moore the other direction. Over midfield. Moore racing down onto the near side of the pitch. Moore trying to get past traffic. Puts it onto the near touchline. Racing ahead. Templeton keeps it in. Good burst of speed. Templeton looking for the cross. Templeton. That knocked away. Is good defense back there by Lincoln, number 5. Fired ahead, and that deflects right out the near touchline. That'll be Sullivan on the near touchline. Now he'll leave that. As that'll be Burla. Burla gets it in. Moving around is Keelan. Keelan dispossessed by Strickler. Ahead to Templeton. Templeton over to Moore. Back to Strickler. Strickler right at midfield. Back over to Jacob. Jacob feeds it all the way down onto the far touchline. Brought ahead by Shemke. Shemke looks for the cross. Gets it. Coming into the 18. Anderson over to Strickler, who puts it in! Strickler with the brace. And Anderson with the assist. And at the 19:29 mark. Pioneer goes up 3-0, 19:29 left to go here in the first half. Pioneer looking to pick up some big points in the SEC Red. They are 2 points behind leader Huron, 9 points to 7 points. So these would be 3 huge points for Pioneer. Vale sends it back, controlled. Iacofano ahead. And grabbed by Vale. Vale gets it back right over midfield. Vale firing it ahead, racing back to get it. McCready trying to have that into the 18. Shot, and that goes out about 10 feet to the near side. That'll be a corner for the Rail Splitters. So it looks like 88 is going to take that. I believe that's Uzama. Excuse me, that's Valley, indeed. Valley has it in the near corner. Valley raises his right hand, puts his right foot into it. That across the 18, headed back. At the top of the 18, Lincoln controls, trying to move it over as Mumbro. Valley with it. Valley sends it back into the middle third. Controlled by the defense. Trying to bring that up, that ball. Knocked away. Pioneer controls. Moore feeds it into the far corner. Strickler with it. Strickler top of the 18. He's dispossessed. Gets it back. Fired by Jacobson. Goes wide by about 2 feet to the far post. To the far side of the far post. That'll be a goal kick as we're under 18 minutes left to go here in the first. 3-0 Pioneer with the lead. Kyle Confano. As it's set at the 6. He'll kick that over onto the far side of the pitch. On the far touchline, control back over to Owens. Owens on his own side of midfield. Gets it ahead to Jacob. Jacob over the center line. Jacob trying to work through traffic. Comes towards the center of the pitch. Now heads back towards midfield. Moves it back over to Owens. Owens right at the center stripe. Back over to Jacob. Jacob right at the block ace. Now Jacob trying to avoid pressure. Here comes Van Ryan right over the center line. Van Ryan. Over to McCready. McCready on the near side of the pitch. McCready rockets it into the 18, and Strickler trying to get the hat trick that just out of his reach. Will go out the end line. That will be a goal kick. Carrillo with a goal at 37-38, then Strickler with a goal at 32-14 and 19-29. Assist Anderson on that third goal. That's where we're at, 3-0. 16:30 left to go here in the first. You're watching Pioneer Men's Varsity Soccer. Ball played over onto the near side for Lane. Lane trying to work his way through traffic. That pulled away by Seinfeld Chop. Seinfeld Chop puts his left foot into it, and oh, it just misses. Inches to the far post. Almost off the woodwork. 16:10 left to go as Pioneer continues to make it a busy day for Samuelson. Cofano. Back, puts his right foot into it, sends it towards center. That headed, played off the body by Lincoln. Moved back now, lofted all the way back deep, headed by McCready. Down on the near wing. Here comes Templeton. Templeton up the near side of the pitch. Templeton cuts up the near touchline. Here comes Seinfeld Chop into the attacking third. Seinfeld Chop centered up on the pitch. Seinfeld Chop moves it into the 18. Coming over to Templeton right on the near touchline, and that will go out the end line. That'll be a goal kick as Templeton couldn't quite get to it. Just out of his reach, 15:22 left to go here in the first half. 3-0 Pioneer with the lead. As Porsche comes in as well as Zumko for Pioneer. Confano rolls it over onto the far side of the pitch. Touch pass right back, top of the 18. Pioneer crashing in to try and get to it. Jacobson trying to pull that away from Mumbro. Launched towards midfield. Played down off the body by Keelan. Down on the far side of the pitch. Van Ryan sends it back. Shemke right at midfield. Shemke gets it over to McCready. McCready on his own side of midfield. Now goes over the center line. McCready gets it on the near touchline. Good job by Porsche to get it over to Templeton. Templeton lofts it. Top of the 18. It's a shot that just goes 2 feet wide to the near side. Out the end line, that'll be a goal kick. 14:11 left to go here in this, the first. All right, Confano gets it set at the 6. Under 14 minutes to go, 3-0, Pioneer with the lead here in the first half. The goal kick launched towards the far side of the pitch. Played over, bringing it up is Jacob. Jacob trying to get it past Lincoln traffic. Now Jacob dispossesses that right on the far touchline, but that will go out. That'll be a throw-in right in front of the Pioneer bench for Lincoln. As that's going to be Turner on the far touchline who throws it in. Trying to get the ball through traffic. Pioneer pokes it. That comes right back over to Keelan. McCready right up on the near side of the pitch. Slide tackle by Keelan. That goes right out the near touchline. As Uzama pleading his case that went off a Pioneer, the official. Waits for some substitutions. Is coming back in for Lincoln is Rizvi. Throwing on the near touchline. Played off the body. Rizvi in for Lincoln. Templeton gets it back over to McCready. McCready over to Van Ryan on his own side of midfield. Van Ryan gets it over to Jacob. Miller also in for Pioneer. That on the far touchline, fired ahead by Shemke. Zumko looking for the cross, deep into the 18, trying to get it over to Shemke, back over to Zumko. Zumko working his way down the far touchline into the far corner, moves it back. That cross, trying to get it is Porsche. Played down, Abraham with it. Abraham trying to get it out of his own defensive third. Played and fired ahead is Halfin over there. Knocked down by Lincoln and fired all the way back right to the top of the attacking third for Pioneer. Halfin gets it centered up, back over to Jacobson. Jacobson on the near side of the pitch over to Templeton. Templeton rockets it all the way over. That on the far side of the 18. Shemke waiting for the ball to settle down. Shemke trying to get it over to Porsche. That knocked right back. Top just outside the 18. Shot by Halford. Grabbed, controlled by Samuelson. As we hit the 11-minute mark. 3-0 Pioneer with the lead. That launched all the way back into the attacking third for Lincoln. Trying to turn on it back over there is Samuelson, or excuse me, is Rizvi. All the way back into the 18, grabbed by Berquist. Berquist moves it over to McCready. McCready up the near side of the pitch. McCready gets that over to Van Ryan. Van Ryan feeds it right just on Pioneer's side of center. Porsche trying to get it past. That knocked away, controlled by Lincoln. Abraham moves it back. Now launched forward. Van Ryan has it just on the edge of the middle third for Pioneer. Moves it back over to McCready on the near side of the pitch. McCready launches it all the way back into the defensive third for Lincoln. That plucked up by Samuelson in the 18. He'll throw it over onto the far side of the pitch. Trying to race over Pioneer, creating pressure. As that was Shemke trying to steal it away. He was able to dispossess. Oh, ahead, Miller puts it on the far touchline. Shemke racing ahead with it, looking for that into the 18, knocked right back away by Lincoln. Battle for it as Shemke goes back, top of the attacking third. And on the far side of the pitch, Shemke. Over to Miller, back to Shemke, just outside the far touchline. Shemke trying to avoid pressure, comes back into the middle third. Gets it to Van Ryan. Van Ryan up the far side of the pitch. Zumko one touches it over on the far touchline, launched towards the 18, into the 18, racing over. Porsche trying to get to it, and that rocketed out the far touchline by Lincoln. 9:22 left to go here in the first. 3-0 as coming in, Sabi Simwinye. Amani Simwinye in there, as well as Sabi Simwinye. All the way out, down on the far touchline, and McCready lets it roll out the far touchline. Werner also in there for Pioneer. Miller has it up the near touchline. Miller trying to get that as that's pulled away. Amani Simwinye trying to get to it. Pull back. Abraham puts it on the far touchline. Then that brought back over to the Lincoln defense. They send it into the 18 for Samuelson. Samuelson rockets it. And played down, trying to move it. Here comes Abraham up the near side of the pitch. Sabi Simwinye trying to pull that away. Here comes Jacob. Jacob comes onto the far side of the pitch. Jacob moves it ahead. Amani Simwinye back to Jacob. Jacob is dispossessed as he tries to cut past a couple Lincoln players. That ball pulled away, played down. Now Lincoln trying to get it out of their defensive third. Mimbra has it. That moved back over by Vale. Onto the defensive side, providing pressure back there is Zumko. Zumko on the end line. Zumko pulls that away, gets it to Amani Simwinye. Amani Simwinye over to Porsche, who tries to head it. That will go out the end line. Porsche looking to get that head towards the goal, and it just kind of came off to the far side. 7:22 left to go. Pioneer getting some good time on the pitch for some of the substitutes, the players who don't get maybe as much time in as in a tighter game. Cavano gets it right into the middle third as Abi Simwinye rolls it back over to McCready. McCready puts it out the near touchline. That'll be a throw in as Lane has it. Lane throws it back. That headed up by Sabi Simwinye. Lane again with the throw it. Pulled away. Here comes Jacobson. Jacobson, he is dispossessed. As a good challenge by Lincoln. Abraham trying to send it ahead. McCready knocks it down. Miller feeding it over to Jacob. Pulled back. Trying to turn on it. Lincoln, as that is Rizvi over on the far side of the pitch. Here comes Amani Simwinye. Amani Simwinye racing down the far touchline. Amani Simwinye getting back past the defense into the 18. Amani Simwinye trying to get it over to Zumko. Zumko battling a pair of Lincoln players on the defensive side. Miller gets it back to Amani Simwinye. Back out to the top of the attacking third. Jacob with it. Jacob gets it back into the middle third, rolls it back towards midfield. Werner has it right at the blockades. Werner over to Sabi Simwinye. Sabi Simwinye does a nice job dribbling, trying to get it through traffic. That played off the body by Lincoln. Fired right back. Now here comes Pioneer. As Jacob moves it over. Jacobson over Sabi Simwinye. That knocked out the near touchline. Uzama last to touch it as Jacob and Jacobson come out.
Number 2, Jack
Templeton back. Anderson back as well. Played down by Lincoln, center of the pitch, pulled away by Templeton. Templeton moving it back. Werner retreats back to the edge of the middle third. Now fires it over to Bergquist, just outside of his own 18. Bergquist gets it over onto the far side of the pitch. And brought ahead. Here comes Amani Simwinye. Amani Simwinye taking it down the far side of the pitch, trying to get it over to Miller. Templeton now moves it back to Anderson. Anderson just on his own, just on the Lincoln side of midfield, fires it right down the near touchline. Sabi Simwinye just not able to keep it out the near touchline. That will be a throw-in by Lincoln with 4 minutes, 19 seconds left to go here in the first. Pulled away. Good job, Porsche, with the cross. Played down. Grabbed. Sent over to Zumko. Zumko just outside of the 18. Pulled back by, I think that was Abraham. Fed over onto the far side of the pitch. As Halfon gets it. Now Amani Simwinye on the far touchline looking for the cross. Knocked down. Lincoln will fire that all the way back into the middle third. Back towards the Pioneer defensive third. Fired over to Werner on the near side of the pitch. Werner over the center line, over to Templeton. Templeton cuts towards the center of the pitch. Templeton over to Amani Simwinye, and just looking for where he was going to hit it and just missed it off the tip of his foot out the far touchline. 3:22 left to go. Vale has it on the far side of the pitch. Amani Simwinye providing pressure. That will go out the far touchline. Get another throw in for Lincoln. Is back there Turner with the throw-in. Battle for it on that far touchline. And it's going to be a Pioneer throw-in. Amani Simwinye gets it over to Zumko. Zumko trying to move it over to Templeton. Templeton down on the pitch. And this is going to be a foul and a free kick in a definite spot of advantage for Pioneer, well inside the 18, or well inside the attacking third. Just outside the 18 on the far side of the pitch. Excellent opportunity for Pioneer. Anderson set for the free kick. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left to go here in the first. 3-0 Pioneer with the lead and a good opportunity. Anderson fires it and just over the crossbar. That will be a goal kick. Good attempt. Just a touch too much mustard on it. Samuelson gets it back, set right at the 6. Aya Confano to kick it away. Lincoln in no hurry, sends it down the near side of the pitch, popped up high. Battle for it as Miller trying to get to it. That headed over by Anderson. As Amani Simwinye moves it. Porsche has it just outside the 18. Fires! And that knocked away by Samuelson and put in. Zumko right there. And that is going to result. Ends up getting knocked out. That'll be a corner for Pioneer. So Anderson to take the corner. A couple opportunities. Samuelson with some good saves. That knocked out, played down into the 18, pulled away by Lincoln. Alfon with a shot that couldn't get past the players out in front. Now fired all the way back to midfield where McCready has it. McCready on the far side of the pitch gets it right ahead, trying to pull that back. Lincoln controls. They arc it up high. 35 seconds left to go. Templeton heads it back. Now Zumko chasing it down on the far touchline. That pulled back away by Turner. Zumko trying to get that away from Turner with the challenge, but that went out the far touchline first. 15 seconds left. Turner with the throw-in. Pioneer up 3-0. Grabbed. Alfon over to Templeton. Templeton fires it into the 18, and that grab by Samuelson slid down, and that will do it for the first half as 3-0. Pioneer takes the lead into halftime. As we'll play a few messages from the MHSAA, and we will be right back with your second half action. You're watching Pioneer Men's Varsity Soccer, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
We're live at Hollway Field, where it is your Pioneer men's varsity soccer team up 3-0 on the Lincoln Rail Splitters. Pioneer trying to get 3 big points, attempting to catch Huron, who is 2 points in front of them in the SEC Red. Pioneer getting a lot of good opportunities for some of the younger players, some of the substitutes getting to play some really, really meaningful time, as they're looking to try and extend the lead here on Lincoln. Lincoln looking to mount a huge comeback. Second half weather, it is down to 63 degrees now. Little clouds, lights on here at Hollway Field. A good crowd of Pioneer fans here. We appreciate that. Few Lincoln fans across the way, down to our left. As that ball played back over. Lincoln trying to control as Abraham had it. That knocked over onto the near wing and out. The near touchline. Last touch back there by Lane. Throw in by Carrillo. Carrillo trying to get it over. That played to Jacobson. Now Templeton has it. Templeton fires it back into the middle third. Koss puts it on the far side of the pitch. That goes out the far touchline. That will be a throw-in by Lincoln. As Turner with the throw-in. Battle forward on that far touchline, trying to poke that away. Strickler. That goes out as he was battling Valley. Thrown again by Turner. Van Ryan has it on his own side of midfield. Over to Owens. Owens launches it ahead. That chipped up by Lincoln. Trying to come away with that is Iaconfano. That ball right on the far touchline. Oh, Valley had it. And played back. Koss into the Pioneer defensive third. Van Ryan gets it back over to Cook. Cook playing keeper for Pioneer in the second half. Koss feeds it all the way down on the far touchline. Here comes Pioneer. Trying to feed it ahead. Rifler trying to get it over to Strickler. That popped out the far touchline. That'll be off of Pioneer, so throw in by. Played back over. Valley had it. Stolen away by Seinfeld Chop. Seinfeld Chop over to Strickler. Top of the attacking third. Gets it over to Owens. Owens on the near side of the pitch. Owens gets it over to Jacobson. That pulled away. Coming ahead the other direction with it. Lincoln had it, as that was Uzoma, who is dispossessed. Now down on the far touchline. Here comes Rifler. Rifler feeding it back deep. Trying to get to it was Moore. That out the far touchline. There'll be a throw-in for Pioneer. As Moore has it on the far touchline, in along the end line, puts it into the 18. That coming, fired off the crossbar and down. Strickler looking for the hat trick. He has a brace, 2 goals. Pioneer's second 2 goals. That ball set, goal kick. Just looking to kick it away. Iaconfano. 37-14 left to go here in the second half. Pioneer up 3-0 at Hollway Field. As that popped up. Field hockey and volleyball, I believe, both playing tomorrow. Unfortunately, we have a prior commitment. We will be doing the Michigan Women's Coaches Show, so please get out to support both the volleyball and field hockey teams. Hopefully, we'll be able to do some of their games. Is that right into the 18, plucked up by Cook? Lincoln player down just outside of the 18. As that was Uzama. That is going to be a free kick and a definite spot of menace for Pioneer. Lincoln with a good opportunity. As that ball, it's about 7 yards outside of the 18. Vale looking to kick it. Vale puts his right foot into it, chips it, and Cook grabs that. Plucks it up with the fingertips, moves it over onto the near side of the pitch. Here comes Pioneer into the middle third. Strickler trying to get away. That pulled away by down there pulled away by Mumbro. Now Valley sends it all the way down, and that will go out the end line. That'll be a goal kick for Pioneer. 35-44 left to go here in the second half. 3-0. Pioneer with the lead. Cook gets it set on the 6, looking to kick it away. Quickly moves it over onto the far side of the pitch to Koss. Now ahead to Van Ryan. Van Ryan on the near touchline to Owens. Owens trying to feed it ahead to Jacobson. Jacobson gets it on the near side of the pitch to Seinfeld Chop. Seinfeld Chop trying to get past traffic ahead to Carrillo. Carrillo racing down on the near side of the pitch. Carrillo trying to get away. Fires across, and that grabbed by Samuelson as he quickly rolls it out onto the near side. Bringing it ahead, here comes Lincoln as Reifler pulls that away, battling Rizvi. Here comes Seinfeld. Chop makes a nifty move, getting past into the attacking third as he tries to work his way through traffic. Popped up high, played down off the body. Seinfeld Chop has that poked away as he is dispossessed. And Seinfeld Chop gets it back, putting it over to Moore. Moore puts his left foot into it. That deflected off of Confano. .34-21 left to go here in the second. 3-0. Pioneer with the lead. Carrillo with a throw-in on the near touchline. Carrillo launches it in. Owens has it. Back into the middle third. Owens sends it just inside midfield. Van Ryan over to Carrillo on the near touchline. Carrillo gets it all the way across to Koss. Koss comes up the far side of the pitch. Koss. Pressure coming. Sneaks that past a couple players over to Templeton. Templeton over to Jacobson. Jacobson inside the attacking third. Rolls it over to Carrillo. Carrillo launches it, and a diving stop by Samuelson. Carrillo with a beautiful shot. Samuelson goes down to the pitch to pluck that up. He'll get out to the edge of the 18 and rocket that high arcing kick right over midfield. Really put his foot into it. Played down Koss with it on that far side of the pitch. Fires it. And on the far touchline, Moore trying to feed it ahead. They'll go out the far touchline. Turner right there with the throw-in for Lincoln just on the edge of the middle third. Played down as Templeton trying to get that away from Mbro on that far touchline. That'll be a throw-in for Pioneer. Played off the body by Moore. Back over to Jacobson. Jacobson fires it over to Carrillo. Carrillo down on the near side of the pitch. Cuts towards the center and fires it as he got right just a few yards off the top of the 18. And that went out a couple feet to the near side of the near post. That results in a goal kick. Confano gets it set at the 6 to kick it away. 32 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here in the second half. 3-0 Pioneer with the lead. All 3 goals in the first half. That ball launched down onto the far side of the pitch. Grabbed by Reifler. Reifler trying to get past traffic. That knocked out the far touchline. Reifler looking ahead, launches that. Headed back, play down. As Vale has it. Vale trying to turn on it. Reifler pokes that away right on the far touchline. That will be a throw-in by Pioneer. Whistle and a foul. Pioneer has it. Again, a dangerous spot for a free kick. Pioneer sets up again about 7 yards north of the goal line. Seinfeld Chop. Set to kick it away, puts his left foot into it, and that grabbed by Samuelson. Samuelson has had some very good saves throughout the game. Pioneers put a lot of pressure on him. Samuelson kicks that away, headed by Koss over. Popped up by Keelan. Now volleyed the other direction for Pioneer. Grabbed. Uzama trying to feed it. That will go out the end line. That will result in a goal kick for Pioneer. 30 minutes, 37 seconds left to go here in the second half. Cook moves it over onto the near wing. Fired ahead for Carrillo. Carrillo up the near side of the pitch. Carrillo puts the speed on. Carrillo cuts between a pair of defenders. Feeds it ahead to Moore. Moore racing over, trying to get the cross. Slide tackle, and that goes out. The near touch line is Iconfano able to stop the Pioneer rush with the slide tackle. And that is going to be offsides for Pioneer, so does not matter. That ball comes out just inside the defensive third for Pioneer, or for Lincoln. It's 23, that'd be Abraham, launches it. Down on the near side of the pitch, Van Ryan heading it, trying to play keep away with Keelan. Keelan trying to turn on it. Owens there. Now that grabbed and fired all the way into the far corner as Uzama tried to get his boot on it. Here comes Templeton. Templeton up the center of the pitch. Templeton gets it over to Moore, launching it down on the far touchline. Strickler plays it back towards center. Strickler now heads towards the center of the pitch. Strickler gets it over. That played down. Here comes Jacobson. Jacobson moves it back to Van Ryan. Van Ryan trying to get away from Uzoma. Here comes Koss. Koss up the far side of the pitch. Strickler races into the far corner looking for the cross. Strickler, that deflected back. That deflected off of, I believe, Turner back there. Here comes Koss. Koss up the far touchline. Gets it back over to Strickler. Strickler comes back up the pitch. Looking for the cross. Over! And that tipped right down the end line and roll out the end line. Goal kick for Lincoln. 28 minutes, 24 seconds left to go here in the second. 3-0 Pioneer with the lead. Iconfano set to kick it away.
For Pioneer, number 7,
Amani Simwinye in for Pioneer.
Simwanye.
Sabi Simwinye in for Pioneer as well. A ball kicked away towards midfield. Owens plays it. Headed down. Grabbing it. Mumbro trying to go the other direction. Jacobson battle for right at the center line. Going to pull that back away is Uzoma. Now deflected all the way back on the near touchline. Rocketed back by Lane all the way into the near corner, as that will go out the end line. That is going to be a corner for Lincoln.
Lincoln corner.
Looks like 88. Vale is going to take that. Vale holds up his right foot, kicks it ahead, as that was headed all the way back out the end line. They're going to say that's a corner again. Vale will take it one more time. 26:50 left to go here in the second. 3-0 Pioneer with the lead. Vale steps back. Right hand in the air, puts his right foot into it. Headed up high, and that will be knocked back just to the top of the 18. Vale trying to get it over. Seinfeld Chop battling there. Oh, Vale still trying to get it away. Good challenge by Seinfeld Chop as he's able to dispossess him, and that ball comes all the way back and along the far touchline. Moore steals that away. Moore with an excellent challenge. Back over to Seinfeld Chop. Seinfeld Chop bringing it ahead, gets it over. Sabi Simwinye, left foot and a good slide tackle to knock it away by Iconfano. It should be a corner, correct? Okay, I heard 12 coming in. That'd be A.J. Karsh. Jacobson to take the corner as he gets set up in the near corner. Jacobson raises both hands, puts his right foot into it, as that put in. So that would be Strickler, and a hat trick for Strickler.
Lucas Strickler.
Jacob gets the assist. Third goal for Strickler. 4-0 Pioneer with the lead. 25 minutes and 1 second left. Zama getting things ready to go. Roll back, controlled by Lincoln. Bringing it up is Mbro. Chips it over onto the far side of the pitch. Racing over. Karsh trying to get to it. Now go out the far touchline. Karsh looking for a quick throw in. Pioneer getting their players down. Karsh has it on the far touchline. And knocked out the far touchline. Now Amani Simwinye with the throw in on the far touchline. So large number of substitutions coming in. 24 minutes, 13 seconds left to go. Templeton chips it into the far corner. Amani Simwenye, his pass was blocked right on the far touchline. And we'll go back. Koss with the throw in for Pioneer. Koss. So that moved over. Pulling it back. Templeton dispossessed. Racing ahead with it is Mbro. All the way back, McCready launches it back, headed by Karsh. Just the edge of the attacking third, fired right out the far touchline. Koss over with the throw-in on the far touchline. 23 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here in the second. 4-0, Pioneer with the lead. Miller now in for Pioneer. As that Vale kicks it right out the far touchline. There'll be a throw-in for Pioneer. Koss again with it. Just on the edge of the Lincoln bench. Koss gets it over to Karsh. Karsh, that poked away. Now bringing it ahead. Here comes Azoma. Moves it back to Lane. Lane up the near side of the pitch. Lane rockets it forward. All the way down into the near corner. Pulled back by Owens. Owens, big battle back there. That will turn into a goal kick. McCready gets it set. 22 minutes, 37 seconds left to go here in the second. 4-0, Pioneer with the lead. Cook has it set right where he wants on the 6th. He'll go back. Cook rolls it over onto the near wing for Halfon. Halfon gets it over to Sabi Simwinye. Sabi Simwinye battling. That knocked out the near touchline. Werner in for Pioneer. There'll be a throw in for Lincoln as Lane with it on the near touchline. Lane launches it. Top of the 18. That headed out. Good job playing that away. Back there was Jacob. Or Anderson, Anderson. Launches it all the way down the pitch. Karsh racing over to get it. Karsh on the far touchline. That knocked out the far touchline. There'll be a throw-in by the Rail Splitters. 21:30 left to go here in the second half. 4-0 Pioneer with the lead. Ball out the far touchline again. That'll be a throw-in for Pioneer. Amani Simwinye has it just in front of the Lincoln bench. Amani Simwinye gets it over to Miller. Miller on that far touchline. Miller trying to find his way around Abraham to get across, and that's going to go out the far touchline. That'll be a throw-in by the Rail Splitters. Racing over to take that. I don't think I have that on my roster. It'll be thrown in, played on the far touchline, trying to turn on it. Is Miller trying to pull that away. Amani Simwinye into the far corner looking for a cross. That got knocked out the end line. That'll be a corner for Pioneer. As Anderson to take the corner. 20 minutes, 25 seconds left to go here in the second half, almost halfway through the second half. 4-0 Pioneer with the lead. Anderson back, raises his left hand. Anderson now raises both hands. Amani Simwinye racing ahead. That ball loose and smothered up. And good job by Samuelson as it was shot towards the goal, and Samuelson able to grab that. Fired all the way over onto the far side of the pitch. Brought ahead is Amani Simwinye with the challenge. They'll go out the far touchline. Trying to play it back over. There's a cross shot and knocked away by Samuelson. Battleford into the near corner. Sabi Simwinye trying to get to it. That will go out and be Lincoln with a free kick deep in their own defensive third. That's going to be Lane to kick it away. 19 minutes, 15 seconds left to go here in the second. Lane puts his right foot into it. As that bounces, trying to get to it, they're going to blow a whistle as they'll say Anderson got caught as he was interfered with. So free kick for Pioneer. McCready has it. McCready, short kick over to Halfon. Halfon over to Sabi Simwinye. Sabi Simwinye as that gets knocked right out by Lane. Sabi Simwinye with the throw-in on the near touchline. Templeton going out. In for Templeton is Shemke. Sabi Simwinye with the throw-in, trying to control it. Pioneer as that slips back into the middle third, bringing it ahead. Here comes Uzama. Knocked back away and sent towards the center of the pitch. Karsh trying to get to it, headed away from him. Played down, and Bro has it. Bro trying to turn on it. He feeds it back to Lane. Bro back with it at the just on the edge of the middle third. Rockets it all the way back into the Pioneer defensive third. Grabbed by McCready. McCready gets it back to Cook in his 18. Back to McCready on the far side of the pitch. McCready rockets it down on the far wing. And ahead to Porsche. Porsche blasts it. That headed back by Lincoln. Battleford is Miller trying to pull it away. It launched back. Racing to get it into the far corner. That will go out the far touchline. Valiant attempt back there by Miller, and a really good, that'll be Sullivan with a really nice sportsmanship helping Miller up. Always love the good sportsmanship. Confano to kick it away from the 6 with as we approach the 17-minute mark here in the second half. Shields in for Lincoln. Launched all the way down, playing it off the body. Sabi Simwinye gets that back over to Anderson. Anderson over to McCready. Right at the center line. Here comes Pioneer back over to Anderson. Anderson trying to dribble through traffic. Anderson gets that over to Porsche. Porsche Trying to get towards the center of the pitch. Over to Miller. Miller with a shot. Diving save by Samuelson. That chipped ahead. Porsche trying to get it. There's another shot by Sabi Simwenye. He heads it. That comes over onto the far side. Racing over. A.J. Karsh trying to get to it to keep it in. And that goes out the end line. That will be a goal kick. As frantic motion back in the 18, in Lincoln's 18. Pioneer just not able to kick it in there. Good job by Samuelson. As again, he has had some fantastic saves. Pioneer has continued to put pressure on Samuelson this entire game. 15:50 left to go here in the second. Pioneer up 4-0. That ball played back over on the far side of the pitch. That went out. Throwing it in, Lincoln with it. Controlled by Amani Simwenye. Pulled over by Vale. Trying to get it back, Pioneer. That deflected up as Uzama sent it down on the far wing. Pulled ahead. Here comes Lincoln. Vale puts it over. As Abraham had it, that knocked over. Porsche trying to steal that away. Porsche takes it away, gets it over to Miller. Miller up the middle of the pitch. Miller gets it over to Shemke. Shemke launches it with the left foot all the way down over to Halfon. Halfon trying to keep it in. That rocketed out the near touchline by Lane. 14:15 left to go. Quick throw in by Pioneer. Karsh trying to move it over. That deflected back into the middle third. McCready tips that back, getting it away from Unzoma. Sabe Simwenye. Back right to the middle third. Anderson trying to get that away. Anderson over to McCready. McCready brings it ahead. McCready touched over. Sabe Simwenye coming down the near touchline. Comes up the pitch with it, trying to dribble through traffic. Sabe Simwenye goes down just outside the 18. That'll be a yellow card. And I believe that's for number 14, Iaconfano. It's going to be another set piece for Pioneer in a very, very advantageous position for them. Dangerous position for Lincoln here. Our first booking of the game. Anderson has it set right on the near wing. That is inches outside of the 18. The officials having a talk with Coach Joe Johnson on the far side. Two-person wall set up for Lincoln. Anderson. It's like the official making sure everyone's set where they need to be. He gets the wall moved back just a little bit. 14:16 left to go here. Here comes the cross. Popped up over onto the far wing, racing over Miller. As Amani Simwenye moves it back over to Miller. Miller trying to get it over to Shemke. Now the ball over to Anderson down the near side of the pitch. Anderson back into the attacking third. That knocked away by Lincoln all the way over onto the far side of the pitch. That's Shields with it there. Shields trying to feed it ahead. Shemke brings it up for Pioneer. Trying to avoid a triple team, gets it over to Anderson. Anderson rockets it ahead. That ball into the 18 is fired, and A.J. Karsh puts it in. And Karsh makes it a 5-0 lead. Flag was up, excuse me. Offsides. Yeah, beautiful goal, but offsides the call. That ball launched all the way down. McCready sends it ahead. Miller trying to chip it into the attacking third. Karsh Gonna put it down on the far touchline. Here comes Amani Simwinye, and that plucked up by Samuelson in the 18. That ball down on the near side of the pitch. Vale has it. Vale ahead to Abraham. Coming, Keelan with it. Keelan battling. Sabi Simwinye. Keelan puts it onto the near touchline as that's brought ahead. Controlled by Pioneer. Halfon rockets it. That deflected back off of Sabi Simwinye. Halfon back on the near touchline, trying to get it past. That controlled, and that'll go out the near touchline. Substitutions coming in as Karsh goes out. Zumko comes in. And Bro, I believe, comes in. Where's that? No, that'd be Lane who came in. Sorry, just the Templeton. Templeton and Zumko in for Pioneer. That ball grabbed by Keelan. Looking for a cross. Moved all the way back towards center. Controlled there. Zumko trying to pull the ball away. Deflected. Here comes Pioneer. As racing over, Shemke sending it down the near touchline. Lane fires that back. McCready plays it off the body. McCready trying to knock it away. Popped up high. Now launched back into the middle third. Mbro has it there. Mbro heads back towards the center of the pitch. Tipped ahead. Trying to intercept. Sambi Simwinye sends it towards the center. That'll go out the near touchline. Halfon with the throw in on the near touchline. That ball knocks back. Zumko trying to get, feeds it back to McCready. McCready over onto the far side of the pitch for Miller. Miller gets it on the far touchline for Werner ahead to center. That launched all the way back into the far corner. Amani Simwinye with some rockets comes down, and he will go out the end line. Well, you can tell Amani Simwinye has speed as he was racing back, and he was about 5 yards behind the defender and made it really close. Goal kick with 10 minutes, 10 seconds left to go here in the second. 4-0 Pioneer with the lead. Fano gets it towards midfield. McCready back on his, trying to keep it from going into the defensive third. Played over. Miller sends it down on the far touchline. Pioneer controls. Back over to McCready. McCready ahead to Templeton. Templeton trying to get himself around Keelan. Now on the near touchline. Rocketed all the way back. Sabi Simwinye trying to get to it. Sabi Simwinye looking for a cross. Heads back up the pitch. Trying to get it over. Shot it. Oh, Shemke. That shot just sailed a little bit to the near side and a little high for him. That will be a goal kick. 9 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. Pioneer. 3 big points here depending on what Huron does this evening. Pioneer looking to try and get that first place. As Huron is at Skyline this evening, so that ball on the near touchline, trying to play it through. Porsche trying to get to it, and down to the pitch goes Lane as he is holding the right ankle and in some considerable pain. We hope that young gentleman is all right. So you don't want to see any of these wonderful athletes injured. 8:44 left to go here in the second half. Lane's down on the pitch. Trainer comes over to take care of him. We'll step away as the experts look to assist, and we'll play a few messages from the MHSAA here in the second half. It is Pioneer 4 and Lincoln nothing. And actually, as they're working, we will be back Thursday here for Pioneer Varsity Football versus Dexter. Good round of applause. Appreciate that as Lane gets up. So come on down. We'd love to see you here. Pioneer trying to bounce back after a really tough game at Saline. Lane is being helped up off of the pitch. They're going to try and get a little bit of revenge for a big win by Dexter last season. We'll see what the Pioneer varsity football team can do. Again, get out to lots of Pioneer action happening tomorrow. I believe there is a field hockey game tomorrow. We won't be able to cover it due to previous commitments, but please come on down. I believe the volleyball teams are playing as well, so check that out. Lots of great action here at Pioneer. Lots of opportunities to root for these fantastic athletes. Looks like Sullivan right about the 20-yard line back on Lincoln's defensive third over on the near side of the pitch. Confano. Looks like he's going to kick it away. Lane successfully off the pitch as they'll tend to him on the bench. Vale has it, knocked away by Karsh, coming ahead with it. Here comes Shemke. Shemke heads back towards the midfield, back over to McCready. McCready on his own side of midfield, trying to feed it through over to Sabi Simwinye. Sabi Simwinye pedaling back there with Keelan. Keelan trying to send it ahead. Templeton turns on it. Templeton gets it into the attacking third. That going out the near touchline. Pioneer with a quick throw in. Zumko coming over for the cross, and just over. Amani Simwinye trying to get to it. He ends up colliding in the 18. Again, good. Yeah, again, I think that was number 5 who helped him up, so that would be Shields. No, that would be Sullivan, excuse me. Ball controlled on the far side of the pitch, pulled back. Abraham gets that over to Sullivan. Moving ahead to Vale. Vale battling with Shemke. Gets it over onto the far side of the pitch. Over to Johnson. Johnson trying to move it ahead. That ball played back over to Sullivan. All the way on to the near side of the pitch. Looking to turn on it. Trying to keep it in with Zumko. Go out the near touchline. Zumko with it there. That was Turner on the near side of the pitch. Trying to pull that away. Zumko looking to turn on it. Puts his left foot into it. Ball in the 18. And fired all the way back out by the Lincoln defense. McCready tracks it down in the middle third as we approach the 7-minute mark. Left to go. 4-0 Pioneer with the lead here at Hollway Field. Depending on what Huron does at Skyline, Pioneer trying to get that first spot. Number 1 spot in the SEC Red. Cross over to Sabi Simwinye. Pulled away back by Keelan. Keelan trying to turn on it. Sabi Simwinye, tough pressure. That ball back and rocketed by Samuelson all the way back towards midfield. Headed up. Halfin gets it. Halfin trying to knock it away, and a whistle. Offsides the call is trying to grab that and run with it. Uzama just offsides. That'll be Pioneer to kick it away. McCready, low line drive kick down the near side. Sabi Simwinye just couldn't get it before it went out the near touchline. 6 minutes left to go here in the second. 4-0 Pioneer with the lead. Turner with the throw in on the near touchline. Turner back over to Keelan. Keelan sends it towards Abraham on the center of the pitch. Now moved over onto the far side of the pitch over to Johnson. Stolen away by Pioneer. Over to Sabi Simwinye. Sabi Simwinye on the near wing. Sabi Simwinye trying to dribble past, looking for a cross, comes up the pitch. Now that ball poked back over to Templeton. Templeton moves it over to Miller. Miller floats it to Warner. Warner trying to get it ahead. Looking to turn on it. Zumko. Zumko has it poked. And that'll be on the far touchline. Amani Simwinye sends it back. That rocketed. Top of the 18 played down. As that launched ahead by Confano. Now trying to pull that away is Keelan. Keelan moves it ahead. That poked back by Pioneer. Keelan trying to fire it ahead. Now over to Halfin. Halfin has it up the near side of the pitch. Over to Sabi Simwenye. 4 minutes, 40 seconds left to go. That ahead. Here comes Zumko, and that knocked out. Hitting right in front of it. Good job by Sullivan.
Number 17, Ben Porsche.
Porsche in for Pioneer. Ball in, coming back, trying to pull that away. That will go out the near touchline. That'll be a throw in for Pioneer. That is going to be another free kick in the attacking third for Pioneer. We're under 4 minutes to go. Porsche has it. 5 yards inside the near touchline. Porsche launches it, and that popped up. Popped up again by Samuelson. Controlled. Sabi Simwenye trying to turn on it. Over to Porsche on the near touchline. Porsche heads up the pitch. Porsche firing it. Another save by Samuelson. That'll be a corner. Well, gosh, no matter, the outcome, Samuelson has really played hard in the 18 as Amani Simwenye set for the service of this corner. 3:15 left to go as there is a Lincoln player down. Porsche over as that is Keelan, who's down on his knees. We hope he's all right. Trainer comes out to take a look at him. So we hope that young gentleman will be okay. As he is being attended to, clock stopped at 3:15, 4-0 Pioneer with the lead, looking to close out this game. As able to get up, Keelan, he's being helped off the pitch by the trainer as well as by Zama. So he is slowly working his way off the pitch. We hope that young gentleman will be all right. So everyone getting set. 3:15 left to go. Ready for the corner. As Amani Simwenye set to take the corner. Waiting for the whistle. There it is. Amani Simwenye gets back. Raises both hands, puts his right foot into it. High up in the 18. Zumko over, and that launched all the way back by Lincoln. McCready races back to get it. McCready chases it just outside of his own defensive third. McCready has it there. Pressure coming by Lincoln. McCready over to Cook. 2:50 left to go. McCready up the pitch. McCready fires it. Sabi Simwenye trying to get to it. That played down. Moved ahead by Turner for Lincoln. Now McCready again fires it all the way back. That will go out the far touchline. Johnson with the throw-in on the far touchline. 2:30 left to go here in the second. 4-0 Pioneer with the lead. Strickler with the hat trick today. Moved over to Cook. Cook has it in the 18. Cook chips it over onto the near wing for Halfin. Halfin over to Sabi Simwenye. Sabi Simwenye gets it into the middle third. Sabi Simwenye rockets it down the near side of the pitch. Racing over to try and get it is Zumko. That will be right on the near touchline. Turning with it. Good defensive play by Lincoln. As that was Iaconfano with it. There's a shot deflected. Trying to get to it is Templeton, who fired it into the 18. And deflected back. Templeton trying to turn with it. Took it away from Vale. Now moving it over to Porsche. Porsche on the far touchline. 1 minute, 33 seconds left to go. Porsche sends it, top of the 18. That rolled over. Here comes Sabi Simwinye, and he puts it in as he put it just inside the far post. And Sabi Simwinye puts it 5-0 for Pioneer on a beautiful shot that bent just inside that far post. That had power to it and found its way in. Pioneer 5-0 with the exclamation point on the game. Sabi Simwinye. This Lincoln team has continued to battle. The starters continue to play hard and press, trying to break that clean sheet for Pioneer. Ball over, brought back, trying to feed it ahead. 1 minute, 14 seconds left. Racing down, Karsh had it. Karsh, who had a beautiful goal that was called off due to an offsides. Halfin with it on the near touchline, gets it back to Karsh. Karsh back over to Halfin. Pulled away. Here comes Mbro. Mbro had it. That knocked away by Pioneer. That ball down on the near touchline. Sabi Simwinye right on the near touchline with it. Cuts towards the center of the pitch. He had the last Pioneer goal over to Miller. That knocked back into the middle third. Brought ahead. Right back over to Sabi Simwinye on the edge of the 18 with the cross. Knocked down. Popped up high. Back over there by Johnson. Now Sabi Simwinye has it just outside the 18. 25 seconds left to go. Sabi Simwinye pokes it over to Porsche. Porsche with a shot that goes wide to the near side. All the way back. That went past Tom on the golf cart into the little garage for the golf cart. 8 seconds left. 4 seconds left. And Pioneer wins 5-0. 3 more big points as they move to 10 points in the SEC Red. Again, tomorrow there will be field hockey and volleyball. We will not be able to broadcast it. Our next broadcast at Pioneer will be the men's varsity football game. That will be 7 o'clock this Thursday versus I'm having an issue there. But come over and check that out. And we would love to see you. It's Dexter. For some reason, I had the next week, which is Bedford in my mind. So versus Dexter, Thursday, 7 p.m. We'd love to see you here. We'd love to see a huge purple-clad crowd cheering their team on. Thank you for watching and supporting these athletes wherever you are at. We are very, very grateful. For my camera person, James Wiseman, my name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you, and have a great night.